Yo, Dr. A and B. Yo, applying pressure on these devils with divine lectures. Student of Malachi, York, I am the rhyme center. I've been on it since 2000, I vibe better. Blue House, master third degree, it's life's nectar. I got that power of right knowledge, we call it second. They don't live it, they only talking right out their rectum. Pushing out that BS, talking and just pretending. These liars are gas, they frontin' in class. They hide behind signs and symbols and controlling the map. This ain't a game black from way back. You better change that, it's freedom in the music. They think I be the nuisance. They puppet master weak brothers and push them to confusion. These cowards claim they're leaders but misleading and abusing. Powers of the illusion, never live by the truth. And you call yourself elites, but I see you acting stupid. I'm standing up for real guard soldiers building a youth. This is dedicated to Edith C. Esterine, my mother. R.I.P. Because of my mom, I had to take a certain step. Because of my mom, I had to earn my respect. Because of my mom, I had to work for what I get. Because of my mom, I had a different type of rep. Because of my mom, I have a vision for myself. Because of my mom, I have a goal to gain my wealth. Because of my mom, the discipline I live is felt. Because of my mom, I see what's better for myself. Yo. Peace. I get sick of a lot of these predatory businesses that gear themselves towards artists. A lot of I understand that we have to pay for pretty much everything as artists, and that we have to put ourselves out there as artists. That's why I'm always out here promoting myself, putting something out there, doing a show, doing a podcast episode, whether it's Random Thoughts or Dr. A&B TV, whatever the case may be. It's online, and then you got to make some type of presences out there to get your name heard, and you release a project, a mixtape, album. I get all that. And I'm also not talking about people that actually are giving you the business. Like, there's a sister named Gigi Miller. She is excellent at giving you the business and turning you into a businessman or woman. We're not talking about y'all. I'm talking about like the mainstream artists that put out these competitions. They make you pay these fees to be in the competition. And then it's like, there's really no incentive other than you might win and be on somebody's album, right? Meanwhile, they're probably taking your shit. Meanwhile, they're probably, like to me, and I feel like music is in such a terrible place as far as music. Not because of the money, like forget the money. Not because of the business, like I said, it's like, it's because we have been conditioned to not know what we're listening to. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I know what I'm listening to because I came up in an era where we knew what the fuck we was listening to. We was listening to James Brown, Bootsy Collins, Prince, Michael Jackson, listening to Rick James, we was listening to Aretha. The music behind that, we can even, for those of us that are into music, with music production and creation, we can sit there and listen to and tell which songs were actually created by bands and which ones weren't. By hearing it, we can listen to something old and be like, yo, they had this band in here, and then you can listen to some 90s shit and then realize that was a beat machine with just a couple of sounds and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because at certain points, people started doing the same shit, right? And I think one of the disservices that the music industry did was incorporate the hip-hop style of music into everything that you see, right? And the reason why I say that is because hip-hop, we are about recreation and then creating from that. So what that means is when you talk about rap, most rap songs back in the day, we sampled some shit, or we use 808 drum and we put shit together. We take things that was already created and make something from that.
if you're a sampler like that, right? And the beats were created based on breaks. So when you're talking about, like, even when you make a beat now, beats are created. That's why we call it a beat instead of actually making music, because you're literally making a beat. You're making a break beat. I don't care if you do boom bap. I don't care if you do trap. It's all because what they're doing is they're giving you space to rap on, where people can hear you, so you can repeat the words or whatever, and then the chord. So now we started making songs like that. We're making songs from edited breakbeats. That's all we're doing. Even if we create something from our own hands, we're making it like a break in a record. You know what I'm saying? So some of us have more musical theory than others, where it actually sounds like you're actually rapping over a band or something like that. But the style of what hip hop came from breakbeats. When you talk about rap, it came from rapping on breakbeats, right? So I feel like they did that way too much with R&B, where the artists that you're hearing or you heard that came out between 2005 and on, they sound like they're singing over hip hop tracks. You know what I'm saying? They sound like they're not really in tune with the music. So now like, just go further. Go into 2025. You're hearing a lot of R&B artists sing over these beats that are they're not as melodic, they're not as sound structured, they're not as they don't have any music theory in the music. Like, when you're hearing it, you're just hearing these sounds. You're hearing a drum and you're hearing these sounds, especially the slow songs. The slow songs sound boring to a point where your singer has to create the melody, when usually you hear, like, go into anything that Whitney Houston did that was like slow. You're gonna hear the music and her voice become one, right? Because she knew, because she was classically trained, she knew that she had to sing to the music, right? These people don't sing to music; they sing to the beats, and it's a different fucking sound. I don't know how to explain it, because what happens is, if you tell somebody that, let's say you talk to somebody that's born in 2000, they'd probably be 25 or 24, going on 25 today, right? If you ask them about what do you like musically, you're gonna say, okay, I like the beat. They don't understand music. You don't say that about a James Brown song. I like the beat. The beat, that's part of the music. You like the music. Michael Jackson, you like the music. Prince played all the fucking instruments. You like the music. You didn't just hear the beat. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop is more beat driven. That's fine for hip hop. When you say, yo, the beats, that's fine for hip hop. Hip hop, yes, rhymes, beats, rhymes, life, all that stuff. That's what it's about. But when it comes to R&B, when it comes to reggae, when it comes to Afrobeat, when it comes to all of these things, it's a little bit more complicated than that. And you got to know music. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the best hip hop artists should study music. And some of the best hip hop artists came from music. Like Nas, his father was a jazz blues player. You know what I'm saying? He knows music, so when he's making his music, he has an understanding of what to say and how to say it, and the music that he's choosing. That's why people say he doesn't choose good beats. It's not that he doesn't choose good beats. His beats are outside the box of what you think hip-hop is supposed to sound like. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, like, a lot of people don't even understand music. Music is not boxed. Music is free. And a lot of people are boxed trying to impress industry execs, lawyers, accountants, corporate producers, DJs that have nothing to do with the street savviness of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to R&B, same thing. There's a whole culture that's outside the industry that you don't know about R&B about. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole culture that's attached to jazz that you know nothing about. There's a whole culture attached to rock and roll that you know nothing about. Country music has a whole culture that you know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people say, oh, I don't like how Beyonce won country, the reason why is because that is more racially motivated. You know what I'm saying? That's more racially motivated. You don't like the fact that Beyonce won that shit because she's not a country singer, plus she's black. If Beyonce was a white girl, you wouldn't have a problem with it. You wouldn't. know what I mean? But that's a different story. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like music is in such a terrible place because we've been conditioned to not know what we're listening to as a collective. And in order for our music to last in this era and beyond, is we got to start taking back what they took from us, which was the integrity, talent, skill of making music, and then applied it to the businesses that we create so we can determine what cool is, because we always determine what cool is. The problem is they sell it back to us. No, we don't need to be bought. We don't need to be buying the shit that we created. We need to sell it to them. You know what I mean? We need to control the narrative and give it to them, not the other way around. And that's what they did with the music industry, is take our shit, patent it, then sell it back to us like we didn't create the shit in the first place. We was doing this on the street way before. People was fucking singing way before. People was playing the guitar way before. Drums and all that. That's our stuff. We did that. And it's not to say that we're better than anybody. It's just different. You know what I mean? Miles Davis will tell you that. It's different. But see, I'm a hip-hop artist, and I'm telling you, there's a difference in how black people do things, and how white folks do things, and how Asians do things, and how everybody else do things, which is a difference. And it's all sourced from our people and our ancestors and all the Africans that are in the continent and Africans that are here, and all the melanated people around the world. We are the fashioners and creators of what is cool, especially African Americans, or blacks in America, or blacks that were born in America. We created cool, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Everybody else was just doing their thing. But when we got here and we had nothing, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know what I mean? And all we had was friggin' slave time, we started singing in the country. When we got out of slavery and we had space to weep and be upset, we had R&B, rhythm and blues. We had the blues first, and then we had the rhythm and blues. You know what I'm saying? When we felt like we wanted to jam out with the guitar and all that, we had the rock and roll. We did that. Bo Diddley, fucking, what's his name? It's Bo Diddley. Muddy Waters was blues. There was Bo Diddley. There was a few others. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jimi Hendrix was next level. Man, all the rock and roll that you see, y'all, Jimi Hendrix. But the rock and roll, Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry was before Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is the rock and roll that they vibrate on, they understand, so that's why it hasn't moved past the Jimi Hendrix sound. And if you notice that, the closest person to Jimi Hendrix was Prince. You know what I'm saying? So to know your music history, right, is everything. Even to a hip-hop artist like me, I've been doing this for 31 years, as far as just like rapping, period. Right? I've been releasing music for almost 22 years. Right? And I see the difference in what's going on. That's why people think like the biggest problem is that nobody respects the history of music. Nobody respects the OGs. And it's like, we don't do this for y'all. OGs don't do a video rapping for you young cats that don't respect the shit. This is for hip hop. And a lot of y'all cats that listen to rap are not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a buck. A lot of you cats that listen to hip hop or listen to rap, you're not hip hop. A lot of y'all that sit there and say, oh, these young cats are doing it. No, they're not. They're not hip hop. They're music industry. They're killing it there. You know, the business pushing them there, and then they out there, but they're not hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I say that with all due respect. The culture is totally different from that rap shit that y'all on. The rap shit that y'all doing has no content, has no meaning, pushes the same old narratives. Hip hop does not allow anybody to control their narratives. We say what we want, we do what we want, we move how we want, and we do it as one unit. That rap shit that y'all doing is just industry folklore, industry business, and that's fine. That's where you want to be. I take care of music business as well, but there's only so much shit that I'm going to say before it becomes disrespectful to my people. My job is to gain the respect and the love and the unity back from my people. Hip hop is about that peace, love, unity, and having fun. You hear me say this all the time at a show. You know what I'm saying? So that music shit, that shit that y'all doing, that's the European agenda's image and of pushing our culture and telling us what it is. And I think that's the biggest problem with music creation and music promoting today, is that we don't know what we're listening to because we're being programmed by an industry that does not have our best interest. And then we're told it's our fault for not making it. What is making it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get back on our stuff when it comes to just music creation, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's my time on that, man. I'll see you on the next video. Dr. AMB TV. Peace.
Point like a sharp needle, I am ancient. You recognize the greatness. I'm giving you the ancestors, giving me the basics. I'm Massachusetts' greatest. MC, you need the basic. Don't fake it till you make it. My sound is education. I'm pulling from the cosmos, star constellation. In tune with the music. There is no confusion. Ain't no battle rapper or songwriter can move this. I'm elevated, mind you lost on that new movement. I don't play, get out the way. What you doing? I'm watching all these devil's carcasses. This is a movement. Malachi student, king of the acoustics. Elevating right to the gods and won't lose it. I change rap, go way back like an A-track. This be the wheel of fortune in these days. Pat say Jack is wartime, stay on the grind. I'm keeping 4 9s, that's 36 times the power. You cannot off mine. I'm what is hip-hop music. Divine love is evident, setting precedents. I don't represent a president. Hip-hop the new up, I elevate the new thoughts through rhythm and the poetry. The competition's knowing me, never coming short. As I'm stepping as an OG, I'm watching double closely. They plotting to control me. Free the people from the prison. Hatred is your recondition. All you gotta do is download it and take a listen. Move any motor like the power of a piston. Energy is green light flowing through ascension. This is AMP with the bars I speak. I am G-O-D. This is greatness over time. This is AMP with the bars I speak. This culture is bringing people together. It started way back in the 70s era. After Cool Herc putting in work, he had emerged from the Latin Revolution, leaking through the music. The 60s and the Bronx, all the parties were large. There was a unification through the sound of the drum. Afro-Latin, freestyle, playing in action. The interaction was spiritual and sort of like magic. The passion was immaculate. The government attacked it, yeah. They burned the buildings. People had no access, man. Poverty grew in separated factions, and gang violence swamping through the atmosphere. Broken homes, kids alone, seeing rats advance. Cops beating on the kids on the concrete lands. No money, no hope, and they
This is a genius production.
Peace, peace. This is Dr. A&B, African Man Born. All right, and I'm here to let you know about a hip-hop show going down March 28th, Friday, March 28th at the Aspires. Aspires is 358 Washington Street in Dorchester. For those who are from Boston, you know that's Four Corners. All right, so we're going to do a dope hip-hop show from the cypher to the feature performers. All right, it's going to be dope. Come check it out. Hip-hop with a purpose. You're going to hear a lot of dope hip-hop artists with actual lyrical content. All right, and you're going to see how hip-hop really should be in 2025. So Dr. A&B will be on this show, Big Brother Sadi, and others. All right, so hosted by Michael Bonds Warrior. If you don't know who he is, get familiar with him on Instagram and Facebook and all the major platforms, and check out the Poet events to see him there. All right, but he's going to be hosting this event, 358 Washington Street in Dorchester, March 28th at Aspires. This is the Cypher. All right, peace.